Hello and welcome everybody to another Hearthstone card review. It is Spawns here and we are looking at the Master of Ceremonies. Pretty cool name for a pretty interesting card. I know there's been a few things going on with spell damage recently, or not spell damage, but spell cards. And this one is Battle. It's a 3 mana 4/2 battle cry. If you have a minion with spell damage, gain +2/+2. It's kind of going to be like the Goblin Blast Mage. So, worst case scenario, it's a 3 mana 4/2, stats of a big game hunter. Best case scenario, you have a spell damage card down and it becomes Battle Cry or give it +2/+2, which turns into a 6/4. How good is a 3 mana 6/4? Well, I don't know. There haven't really been many 6/4s. There's that dragon card that is 6 mana and reduces its cost by 1 for every minion that died. But otherwise, there's no stats in the game that are like that. We know from that card that it can be powerful, but usually falls behind because there's never a good time to play it. Because for the dragon card, it costs too much when you don't get it off, and you often will not get it off. Even when you can get it down for like 4 mana, it's not that good. This card, though, is 3 mana. Always 3 mana. And the drawback, I don't think is that big. You can kind of look at it like the Goblin Sapper or whatever it is, the one that gains attack. It becomes a 6/4 like this card will, but you can control this outcome. It's a battle cry, so if they remove the spell damage, it's not just going to go away. Like the Goblin Sapper, they can't just empty their hand. I think this card is okay. I like this card. The obvious go-to for spell damage classes are going to be Priest and Mage. This card can be played in Priest decks, especially because you got Valen's Chosen. Makes it really easy to get the Master of Ceremonies battle cry off. It's a big minion. I hope there are other ones based off of it and work around it. Looks really good. Unlike most of the cards I've been releasing, which I will say most of the cards have been trash. Not going to lie. This one, not so much trash. This one's okay. Unfortunately, this card would have to try to fight against other 3-drops. Unfortunately, you can't Valen's Chosen. You can't do most spell damage cards on the same turn or the turn before this one. There are very, very few classes that you can do this with. If I just go ahead and check, let's see. Spell damage. Let's see what we get. I mean, there's not many class cards that give spell damage. The only ones I can think of are the Priest one. You have the Mage one. Yeah, there's really not much. I mean, you can Azure Drake. There's also a card that Noxus released, which is a 3 mana 3/3. Make your hero power count as a spell, which I think will be amazing. And there might be a deck archetype wrapped around the idea of spell damage and using your hero power as a spell. I hope that they're able to move a little bit out of the tempo orientated decks, and they're able to get more control, more fun and interesting deck archetypes, because just having minions every single turn, it's really just who can get the minions out first and who can keep them on the board. I want to see something that's a little bit different, a different type of play style. I want to see, like, I love Mill and Fatigue because they're different. I hope that this brings out a new deck archetype that works really well, makes us have a fun time. Until next time, Spawns out.